All right, we're going to go ahead and get started because we're right at the top of the hour. Hello, everyone. We appreciate you taking the time to join us today for this April session of Travel Talks with Shorts. I hope everyone is having a good start to their week. It's finally starting to feel like spring here in the Midwest, so can't complain about these gorgeous sunny afternoons, except for the fact that I'm only getting to enjoy them from inside. My name is Megan Howard. I am the Director of Sales at Shorts Travel, and I'll be facilitating our call today. We've been hosting these travel talks monthly since the beginning of 2017, and we're excited to continue to bring you more content each month based on what's happening in the industry. They're each focused around different hot topics and feedback from what we are hearing from you. So we try to keep them more educational, but some will include details about Shorts products and services as well. And today we're working towards a solution around travel payments. I'm going to get started here. I wanted to start by identifying the top problems many companies face within their travel program that we're hearing about almost daily in the sales process and during implementation. While purchasing airline tickets and reserving cars for those travelers without a corporate card is a more seamless process, the requirement to work directly with each specific hotel for manual authorization and the tedious credit card reconciliation and reimbursement process tops the list of complaints from travel managers and those in the accounting department. DVDs and CDs are almost obsolete, but we're still talking about faxing to hotels. So this leads us to address those problems today with our topic, virtual card solutions. So I'm pleased to have Cindy Lewis as our travel payment innovation expert leading our call today. Cindy joined CSI in January 2017. Just want to give you a little bit of background about her. As the VP, Cindy, you probably appreciate that, VP Regional Sales responsible for business development in Texas and surrounding states with a focus on virtual payments within the travel industry. With over 30 years of experience in sales and account management leadership, Cindy brings a unique understanding of the travel industry to CSI. And she's been involved in the Global Business Travel Association at a local and national level and held many positions within the DFW GBTA Board of Directors, including Charity Committee Chair. So lastly, before I hand it over to her, just want to give one more housekeeping note. We always want to keep these informal, so if you have questions throughout, feel free to submit them through the Q&A button in the corner of your screen, and I will monitor throughout our discussion. I'll address them as we go if we can, or if it's relevant to the specific topic. And then we'll also leave about 5 minutes open at the end for the Q&A session. So with that, I'm going to hand it over to Cindy to get into details about virtual cards and how they can help solve those problems.
Great,
Cindy?
Thanks, Megan, and
No problem.
Welcome to all our participants. I really appreciate the opportunity to present to you today. So just a little bit about CSI Corporate Spending Innovations. We provide B2B payments in multiple solutions, including electronic accounts payable. We provide fleet and fuel cards. We have P cards, ghost cards, foreign exchange in over 130 currencies, and then we have our travel platform. And that's what we'll focus on today. CSI has been in business for almost 30 years, and we have been issuing virtual payments since 2009. So we're not new to this space, not new to the industry, very well respected among our peers, and we have won lots of awards. We've enjoyed a significant year-over-year growth rate. We are based in Bonita Springs, Florida. We have offices in Dallas, that's where I am, in New York, Toronto, LA, and we've expanded recently into London and China. We have thousands of happy customers, lots of names and brands that you'll recognize, and have successfully implemented over 1,500 travel accounts. So what is a virtual card? A virtual card is just like plastic, but without the plastic. So it's a single-use credit card number generated for a specific dollar amount for a specific traveler during a specific date range for specific merchant categories and dollars necessary to that are issued or within the criteria of the corporate travel program. This unique credit card number disappears after it's used, so it completely mitigates fraud. We're easily integrated, and we're already integrated with Shorts Travel, so it's easy for us to implement corporate accounts on behalf of Shorts. The ROI of the solution comes into play based on the fact that our solution is offered at no cost. That's no cost to Shorts, that's no cost to Shorts Travel, corporate travel clients. And the way we're able to do that is because we're the issuer and the processor of these virtual payments. So we make our money off the merchant fees or the interchange. That allows us to offer our solution at no cost. And we made a conscious decision to do that to compete with our competitors in the marketplace and really to stand out from our competitors in the marketplace. So the ROI comes into play. We charge nothing for our solution, but we do give a rebate when you use our virtual payments for air reservations. Next. So how exactly do virtual card payments work? Well, nothing changes at all for the traveler. And really nothing for the travel agent as well. So it's all electronic. So the traveler just books as he or she normally would, either through an online booking tool or directly with an agent. And then the virtual payments are issued behind the scenes electronically for either hotel, air, or car. Next.
So Cindy, we had a question. How do incidentals work then?
How does what?
How do incidentals work?
Oh, incidentals. I'm sorry, I couldn't understand.
No, you're fine.
The incidentals are depending upon how the corporation wants to handle those incidentals. So a virtual card can be issued, for example, with a hotel for hotel room and tax only, or it can be determined that the incidentals can be included on those virtual payments as well. That's all based on corporate travel policy and how the corporate travel manager determines they want those incidentals handled. So either they can either be paid for on a corporate credit card, or they can be paid for with the virtual cards.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Next slide, please. So this is really the cool part about our solution. The solution of the faxing the hotels, unfortunately, we still are having to do that, but we've developed an electronic version of our fax authorization form. And we send this fax authorization form on the day of booking and then again on the day before arrival. The fax authorization form is key because it has all the payment instructions specific to the corporate account, and these can be customized based on your needs. You'll also see that we have an image of the front and the back of the credit card with the traveler's name and the company name. And specific to the question about incidentals, it's the corporate customer determines what's going to be on the virtual card. So for example, you could have room and tax only, room and tax and parking, room and tax and $20 for your traveler to eat breakfast at the restaurant. So that's all specific to the corporation and your corporate travel policy and based on whatever your travelers need. So all of the payment instructions are on this fax authorization form. In addition to that, we have our contact information at the bottom of the form so that we can act as first line of defense for any hotel questions that come up. We also have a Shorts travel reservation support number, or the after hours number, and then all the other confirmation numbers and all specific information to the payment. Did we have a question come up?
Oh, yes. Another question is, will the slides be available for us to download? And yes, we will send them out at the end, and then they will also be posted on our website as well.
So again, just to reiterate, we send this fax authorization form on the day of booking. We send the fax authorization form again the day before arrival. And what our team is doing in the background is monitoring to make sure that those payments are being processed. This is another big differentiator, that we have a team of folks behind the scenes. We have great technology, but we are not just dependent upon that technology. We want to make sure that we're having the payments processed appropriately. So if we run a report and show that the payment has not been processed, we can then pick up the phone and call the hotel and find out why that payment hasn't been processed. Was the fax number incorrect? Did they not understand the payment instructions? So in addition to our awesome technology and our ability to send the fax authorization forms twice, we've got people behind the scenes watching to make sure that these payments go through. But what if all else fails? What happens to the traveler when they get to the front desk and the front desk person can't locate the form, or they are not familiar with virtual payments? Next slide. So we have a super cool mobile app that has the ability to give the travelers all the information that was needed to process the virtual payments. So you'll see down in the lower left-hand corner, the traveler has access to the front and the back of the credit card, as well as all the payment instructions. So that traveler has the ability to, when they get to the front desk, either refax that information or send that information to a secure email address. So again, this is another differentiator between us and our competitors. Our mobile application is very robust. It houses all of the traveler information. We have added recently some enhancements that include weather. You can also order an Uber from our mobile application. But the most important thing, of course, is having access to that payment information so that the traveler, if the hotel has lost the form or has no idea how to process, that traveler can send that information directly to the front desk right when they check in. So this is an image of our cloud-based user interface, or our portal, called Global Pay Systems. A couple of very cool features about our portal. This is where all of the payment information lives. This allows for full visibility into all the payments specific to each traveler. We have the ability to track up to 48 different fields of data, so we can help your corporate customers reconcile down to any specific, including cost center, employee ID, project name, accounting unit. So full visibility, robust capabilities for reconciliation, and the administrator of Global Pay Systems, from the corporate client's perspective, it's typically the travel manager, has access in GPS not only to have full visibility into the payments and run reports, etc. The travel manager or administrator also has the ability to create cards, block cards, extend cards. So that manual capability of being able to create cards as necessary. The other very unique component of our GPS is it is completely permission-based. So that means multiple people within the organization could have access to this information. For example, perhaps the travel manager has access to do everything, including creating cards, blocking cards, extending cards, but perhaps someone in the accounting department or someone from finance needs access to be able to look at the payment information and run reports. So multiple people can have access to our portal, and specific to the permissions that need to be granted. So again, very robust data can be pulled up to 48 different fields, full visibility into all of the payment information, and finally the ability for the administrator to manually create cards and manage those cards. Next slide, please. So just have a few other points before we wrap up. Our team of experts is responsible for the implementation of our solution. So again, we've got people behind the solution. So we're responsible for implementing the corporate accounts. The corporate accounts have a financial relationship between the company and CSI. So what that looks like is that a corporation would have a line of credit with CSI. The implementation process itself is fairly simple. What actually takes the longest is getting that application approved. That takes from 5 to 10 business days. Following approval of the line of credit, the implementation manager from CSI will schedule a kickoff call to explain the program, discuss benefits of the program, perhaps with people within the organization that had not seen the presentation before. And then we're responsible, also part of the implementation, is we call all of your preferred hotels to make sure that they understand how to process virtual payments. We also train any other people that would have access to GPS. And finally, we have collateral that we would share with the corporate account that you could give to your travelers to explain the virtual payments and the benefits of the virtual payments. Just to reiterate, we offer our solution at no cost. Our solution gives complete controls because you can manage to what merchant categories can be used for the virtual payments. We want to make sure that we continue to work with our Shorts as our partner to enhance the traveler's experience, and that's done with our mobile application that has access to the hotel payment information. Again, full visibility through our cloud-based user interface, GPS, and obviously the program mitigates any fraud because we're using our single-use credit card number that goes away after it's been used. Megan, I can open up for questions now.
Yeah, we have a couple lined up here for you. So just going back to being around since 2009, what are some of the obstacles that you have seen overcome in the past couple of years to drive higher adoption of virtual cards from companies in the past couple of years?
So some of the challenges are educating hotels and establishing those relationships with the hotel suppliers so that they will accept the payments. We have about a 90% acceptance rate of our virtual payments. Now that's partially due to the fact that we call the hotels if the payments aren't processed, but probably educating the hotels has been the biggest challenge that we've had. Also learning from just our experience that the mobile application is quite useful. Implementing that mobile application that allows the travelers to have the payment information as well as an image of the front and the back of the card has really increased acceptance of our virtual payments.
We have a question actually specifically about the app. Can you disable the other functions in the app? So if you want travelers to have the card detail, but you don't want them to book with Uber or access to some of the other features, is that a capability?
You know what? I'm going to need to provide a follow-up answer on that.
Okay.
I know that let me follow up with that.
Okay.
That's a new question. I get new ones every day.
Yeah. And then as far as the types, you said 90% acceptance rate, but is there a type of hotel that you feel like is harder to work with than, like is it by brand or is it by location, or it doesn't really matter?
The hotels that we've tracked that typically might not have acceptance are usually small mom and pop type hotels in very rural areas. So all the major brands, the chains, hotels in major cities, no problems there. It's typically with maybe a smaller hotel, a mom or pop hotel, in Big Spring, Texas, for example, in a rural area.
Say that 5 times, right?
Yeah.
So what happens if the dates change on a reservation or segment from what you originally booked?
Any change made to the reservation or segment will be reflected on all the reporting, including the payment made to the hotel.
And then let's see what another one. How do you get invoices from hotels?
So a couple ways, but probably the best practice is that we suggest adding an email address to the authorization form, which will direct where hotels should send invoices. So, just a single email box, and then that would be part of our training when we're calling the preferred properties, is to make sure that they understood to send the invoices upon checkout to the required email address.
And then do the GlobalVCards work for rental cars as well?
We are currently integrating with one car company, another major car company to follow. So that should be fully integrated by the end of Q3 this year, maybe sooner. We also have ghost cards, I think I mentioned. So many of our clients currently use our ghost cards for their car rentals. So that's an option.
Okay, I think that is all we have as far as questions. One more question about how long it takes for the setup process and implementation.
Okay, great question. So it typically takes about 2 to 3 weeks following the process of us getting the application approved. Again, I think I mentioned we conduct a kickoff call, a couple training calls. So we can honestly move as fast as the corporate client wants to move once we get that application approved. And we do all the heavy lifting on the implementations as well, and obviously in partnership with our friends at Shorts Travel.
Okay, thank you so much. And I'm going to wrap this up. And if you have any, as you'll see here from this slide, if you have any other follow-up questions, you can feel free to reach out to your account manager or me at sales@shortstravel.com, or reach out to Cindy directly. Here is her email address. You can also download today's slide deck by visiting our website at shortstravelmanagement.com/happenings. And then stay on the lookout for details of next month's travel talk. If you have any recommended topics, we're always looking for new ideas. You can shoot us an email at sales@shortstravel.com or talk to your account manager. But we are set to go for next month, May 29th at noon Central. We usually take at least 1 or 2 months off during the summer. But as far as we know right now, we are still set for the end of May. So Thank you again, Cindy, for being our leading contributor to this month's topic. And thank you, everyone else, for joining us, and have a great afternoon.
My pleasure. Thank you, Megan.
Thanks.
Uh-huh.